We previously owned a 2002 and a 2008 Mini Cooper. What do we, former owners, think of the 2025 Mini Cooper? And also, why did we put all new in quotes in the thumbnail? We will explain.
Here's how much the Mini Cooper costs.
For 2025, the Mini Cooper interior has been thoroughly overhauled. The big one is this screen, and we're going to talk more about this in a second. But looking at the design, I was like, did they just look at a game of Dr. Mario and think, the pills. Let's make an entire interior based on Mario pills. Do you guys play Dr. Mario?
There's like a little bit of blue in the fabric. These interesting straps with the rainbow stitching. Some unique choices here.
One of my favorite features is the phone zone because it's such a place of honor. All hail the phone!
And it's so thoroughly strapped in. It looks like it's about to go on a roller coaster ride.
We do have wireless phone charging. Adjacent to that, we've got a couple of cup holders. I thought they might be a little too low to be functional, but they seem to be working all right.
And I like that they're a little bit roomy so they can accommodate various size cups. There's also a cup holder in the door, a sauce pocket, no console storage here in the armrest.
They kept trying to move it and manipulate it and no, it's just an armrest.
Adjacent to that armrest is all this open area where you can store a phone or microphones if you carry them. There's also 2 charge ports and a 12-volt outlet.
Mini no longer offers any kind of leather seats. I actually really like the aesthetic of this cloth/faux leather combo. It's colorful, it seems designed, it's interesting, and I find this to be a very comfortable seat. Good lateral support.
Even though it's a manually adjustable seat, I still find it has enough movement in it to get into a comfortable position.
The seats we have here do not have adjustable lumbar support, and if you want that, you have to spend $1,000 on the optional power seats.
Dang.
We fit comfortably in the front seats, but can I fit behind myself? I am 5'10" long torso, poofy hair. Amazingly, yes, I can. So my knees are pushed right up against the seat back, but there's enough give that I do fit. And then my hair is brushing up against that headliner, but I could, maybe not all day, but for some part of the day, sit in the back of a Mini Cooper. Sitting in the back of a Mini Cooper is actually pretty fun because it's almost like sitting in the front of a Mini Cooper. You're very connected to the action. Kiddo, how do you find the back seat of the Mini Cooper?
I found it comfortable except for the feet. I have to sit crisscross applesauce without getting foot debris on the seat.
Now, what about climbing in and out of the Mini Cooper?
It's pretty easy, but it's a little harder because we have to pull the front seat forward.
Although I was impressed that you were able to do that by yourself. And then when you slide the seat back to its standard position, it goes where you left it. Getting people in and out of the backseat of the Mini Cooper is not as bad as you would think. For cargo space, we've got 8.9 cubic feet behind the second row, and then there's a little underfloor area. There is no spare tire back there, just a little tire mobility kit, they call it. For our size family, it actually kind of works.
There's a 2-height load floor, so if you have items that might roll out, putting it in the lower position gives you a little extra space and a little extra security.
It's really easy to drop the back seats. You do need to lower the headrest first. What's the latch situation?
There are latch points in both for your seats. They are covered with a plastic cover that's easy to snap up and out of the way. Our booster, no problem to install. However, I do not think a rear-facing car seat would fit back there.
As for safety, neither the NHTSA nor IIHS have rated this Mini Cooper just yet, but it does include a full suite of active driver assist technology standard, plus 8 airbags. Family, what do we think? Is the Mini Cooper family friendly?
No, not family friendly.
Rear window test. Armrest test. Driving in a comfortable 8 and 4, I have easy access to both inboard and outboard armrests. There's that firm quality, but enough yield when you really get into it that it's actually quite comfortable both in and out. I'm gonna go 80% inboard, 80% outboard. Moving onward to style. When I saw the new Mini's design, I thought, I don't know how I feel about that. Mostly because I saw it from the rear 3/4 and they've gone with this sort of triangular visual. Up front though, it still looks very much like a Mini Cooper. Although there's a little bit more of a chiseled quality on the hood.
I really like the changes they've made to the front. It gives it slightly more of a sporty appeal, but it still looks like a cartoon face, which I love.
Aww. I mentioned the head and taillights. There are 3 different variants for how they illuminate for your daytime running lights. Personally, I like favored. We're driving the 2-door version of the Mini Cooper, but they also sell a 4-door version for $1,000 extra, and then there's also a convertible version. One bit of disappointment is that there is a limit on which colors you can choose depending on which trim. So if you go with like a base model Cooper, you are not going to be able to get it in this adorable green.
Or the cool yellow.
Oh! In addition to all of the colors you can get your Mini Cooper in, you have a few roof choices. There's body color, you can get white contrasting, black contrasting, and they even offer a gradient that goes from like a blue to a white, which is like a $500 option. Now, if you're the kind of person who needs sunglasses or eyeglasses and you really like that kind of customizability, consider Flying Eyes Eyewear. They offer a wide range of frame and lens choices, and if you don't believe me, there's the ones I'm wearing, but look at all of these. Oh, so many fun colors. Let me do that right. And I've dropped one. Don't step on that, sweetie.
Oh no.
Beyond customizability, Flying Eyes frames are made out of a patented material called Resilimide that makes them extremely thin, which is perfect for going under a headset or helmet. I'm a pilot, they work great for me, but they also work great in your regular life because they're lightweight, super comfortable, and incredibly durable. If you'd like to learn more about Flying Eyes, you can click the link in the description below, and if you use the promo code Micah, you can save 10%. Flying Eyes. Overall, we're liking the look of the new Mini Cooper, but what do you think? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Tell us in the comments. Moving onward to In Motion. I find ride quality in the Mini Cooper to be firm, yet not chattery. I think it's more than acceptable for commuting duty. And the thing I really like about commuting in the Mini Cooper is that high-speed stability is excellent, as though a German somewhere is like, this must be very stable at high speed, perhaps you go to the Autobahn or something. It made an effortless cruiser. I loved a lot of things about my 2002 Mini Cooper, but foremost was this kind of like raucous driving quality, where it's just like, oh man, we're gonna get in some trouble. This doesn't have that.
Yay!
It's replaced that kind of raucous quality with composure.
And this is a problem
It
for
feels
you?
less naughty, and I want a naughty car sometimes. Conversely, by being so composed when cornering, that encourages some people to maybe drive a little bit more quickly and maybe extract a little bit more fun from the driving experience. Just driving a smaller vehicle for me was highly entertaining. Like, oh, I can like do these U-turns really quickly, make my way through traffic with ease. We're not nearly as obsessed with power as we used to be, and we could probably get along just fine with the regular Cooper, but the Cooper S certainly adds some fun. Now, a bit of controversy. There is no option available for a manual transmission. It feels antithetical to the brand, but I understand progress marches on, so we have a 7-speed dual clutch instead. And it has done a phenomenal job being in the right gear at the right time. Also, the quality of the shifts, you don't feel them unless you really want to. Let's pop it over into go-kart, which is basically sport mode. We're gonna go to low. We'll get a little bit of a downshift there. Quick, refined, smart gear changes, it works great. And even though we've lost the manual transmission, at least we have paddle shifters so we can engage with the vehicle manually, is a sentence I wish I could say, but I cannot. No paddle shifters.
What are you gonna do, man?
I don't know! I got like drive and low, and these are my options. Everything else is leave it up to the car. The car does a good job making those decisions, but I want to make the decisions. Can you have fun driving a Mini Cooper from a powertrain perspective? Yes. Is it a baffling omission to not give you any option to control the gears yourself? Yes. Moving back to drive modes, or as Mini calls them, experiences. What's a little bit odd is that they commingle visualizations with actual dynamic changes from the car. So we're in go-kart mode, which is the sport mode. There's core mode. I'm like, okay, what's that do? Green mode, I can figure out that's an eco mode. Vivid, no clue. Timeless, I think it's just the gauge cluster looks a little bit different. Balance, and I'm further confused. It's odd to commingle those experiences. Moving back to praise, I do like the firm pedal feel for the brakes. Can I come to a smooth limo-like stop? Because it is a little bit sensitive. Let's see if I can do this smoothly.
Okay.
Look, Minnie, now you made me disappoint my child. Last question I had is we got a dual clutch transmission, and creep behavior is sometimes a little bit weird. I can creep with my foot on the brake, and it's doing a good job of moving us along at a steady yet slow pace. That's what I think about driving the Mini Cooper. What does Sweetie think? Evie's at the wheel. Pop us in reverse. Use the backup assistant. All she has to do is operate the brakes and the accelerator, and it'll back itself out the exact same path we pulled into. It's cool. It'll show you like an augmented reality visual here. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you love this?
10 out of 10, baby.
Wow!
You should leave room at the top in case they make a new one that can operate the pedal.
The ice skater rules. You got to leave room at the top. Okay, pull us out of here. Also, how's that turning circle?
Oh, it's so nice. It's so maneuverable.
How's the visibility?
Visibility is good all around.
Is this too firm, or are you okay with this?
I like it. It makes me feel more engaged. What is that thing you guys are always blabbering on about?
Fun?
Fun!
Fun, yes, that's the stuff.
I had so much fun driving this. Of course, there's like a deep nostalgia factor because this is what I was driving around when I was younger and more carefree.
As long as you have an opportunity here, get yourself comfy and just floor it.
Okay, I didn't floor it.
But you got as much acceleration as you wanted out of it?
I did. I really like turning this car. It feels very responsive.
Quick ratio, so you don't have to make big moves to get the change in direction you want. If we were in the market for really any
Yes,
other...
please.
Okay, sounds like Sweetie's a fan. I'm getting back in the driver's seat. Moving forward to remarks. Infotainment. Huh? It's a 9.4-inch screen. It's an OLED display. It's vivid. It's beautiful. It's also round.
Why is it round?
Well, we know why it's round. There was a big round speedometer in the middle of the original Mini Cooper.
Made sense.
So this is heritage applied to a screen.
It's a pretty clean interface. The physical controls that I would want are there, like the volume knob, although it's a very tiny volume knob. You have to turn it a lot to make the changes.
It's kind of weird though. If it can be round, why can't it be pill-shaped?
Oh, that's a really good question, kiddo.
Good idea.
That would have made a lot of sense.
I primarily use it in Apple CarPlay, so it's just a little square in the middle of the circle.
I was curious how one anchors their hand for a round display. As it turns out, you can just kind of come around to any of the edges and make thumb inputs, so it works better than I might have expected. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto wireless smartphone connectivity are both included standard, which pairs nicely with that wireless phone charger. Okay, so we should encapsulate what are all the changes that have occurred for 2025. The interior and exterior have been updated. The infotainment is fully overhauled with its first ever voice assistant, though it's not working in ours. And Mini has killed the manual transmission. Sad. Interestingly, this is not the 4th generation Mini Cooper. It looks like the 4th generation Mini Cooper, and they'll refer to it as an all-new Mini Cooper, but it's really like the 3rd generation, styled like the 4th generation. And the 4th generation Mini Cooper is a collaboration between BMW and Great Wall Motors in China. And it's only the EV version. Here's the EV version next to the version we're driving, which has an internal combustion engine. Notice the cut lines on the hood. So basically, they made a new Mini, it's only the electric one, and then the other ones are styled to look like it. You can really tell when you look at the Mini convertible because the front end has been overhauled, but it would have been maybe too hard to redo the back end, so it just looks like the 3rd gen. So when we describe the 2025 Mini Cooper as all new with air quotes, there's a reason. All of that leads us back to what do we as former Mini owners feel about the new Mini?
I like it.
There's a spunky charm to the 1st and 2nd gen Minis that I really liked when they brought it back to America. This feels less spunky, but it's highly customizable. It does feel kind of special, and I am having a good time driving it. I'm a little unsure on who the audience is now for the Mini Cooper, but if we had room in our stable, I don't know, I might add one.
Absolutely.
All right, let's take a look under the hood in a test inspired by my buddy Brian. If you want to check the oil on your Mini Cooper, it is only done electronically, but if you need to add oil, here's where you do that. Over on the left side, that's where you add the washer fluid, and if you're wondering what the Mini's horn sounds like, all right, let's talk engine choices. The base engine is a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. Move up to the Cooper S, and you get more power. And amazingly, the exact same fuel economy as the base engine. There's also a John Cooper Works that has even more power, cutting the 0 to 60 time to just under 6 seconds. Whatever Mini Cooper you get, it's front-wheel drive only, and it only comes with a 7-speed dual-clutch transmission. And for all Minis, premium fuel is recommended.
Sweetie.
Yes!
Will you please share our trim recommendation?
Indeed I will. Our trim recommendation is which trim will give you the essential Mini features you'd regret not getting, but at the lowest possible price. The basic Cooper 2-door signature trim includes a head-up display, a panoramic moonroof, heated front seats, dynamic cruise control, dual-zone climate control, and front-rear parking sensors. But if you want smart key access, you have to spend an extra $2,400 for the Signature Plus trim, which we would do anyway because you can't get a contrasting roof and mirrors on the base trim. If you're ready to buy a Mini Cooper of your very own, click the Kelley Blue Book pricing link in the description below to learn what your current car is worth for trade-in and what you should spend on a Mini Cooper. As for competitors, there are not many, but you might consider the Fiat 500e if you're willing to go electric, maybe a Miata if you really only need 2 seats, or the Volkswagen GTI. Did we miss any remarks? If so, tell us in the comments section. And now it's our daughter's time to shine. Child, can you tell us what is your favorite feature of the Mini Cooper.
My favorite feature is the key fob. It's comically huge for such a comically small car.
Adding to the comedy, it says Mini on it, and the Mini text is so big it almost doesn't fit on the fob. Family, I think we've done a good job reviewing the Mini Cooper. May I have a 5 and a 5? And you, come get your high five. Everything's so close in here.
It is.
Now, please enjoy our AI-generated synopsis song about the Mini Cooper.
Raise your glass, sing aloud for the cheeky pastoral crowd. May spring, but still we toast to the road we love the most.